Oh my gosh, this is just a complete and total cringe fest. So let's just get into the story here. Lin-Manuel Miranda grovels to woke Gestapo over colorism following In the Heights casting backlash. In the Heights is a movie that just came out over this past weekend. It is a movie that is very diverse. It has a very diverse cast, meaning that I don't even think there are any white characters in the movie. I think that it is all minority characters and stuff, which I don't have a problem with. But the problem is that, of course, it is all to push a woke narrative. And the hilarious thing about this is that the very people that they are trying to pander to with this movie, the wokesters, the SJWs, these are the exact same people that are now complaining about this movie. It is hilarious. Let's go ahead and get into the story here. So Hamilton star Lin-Manuel Miranda, the talent behind this weekend's box office flop In the Heights, sniveled out an apology to the woke Gestapo over something called colorism. So this is just absolutely insane. We're gonna watch this video here where there's this interview talking about In the Heights, and it is just so painful to watch. But before we get into that, I do have a sponsor for this video before we talk about how cancel culture destroyed this man and this movie. Today's sponsor comes from Flip City Magazine, a satire magazine that loves poking the bear of political correctness, which is of course something that I appreciate and I know that you guys appreciate as well. And on top of that, they also love to do things like roast cancel culture, something that I talk about a lot on this channel. So on the back here on this magazine, I found this to be really funny. So it says, remember, always take proper precautions and check local ordinances before reading Flip City in public, and maintain 6 feet distance from social justice warriors, which is of course the minions of cancel culture itself, right? Like SJWs are the ones that are pushing all of this insanity in a lot of cases. So make sure that you go check out Flip City Magazine and use the coupon code JR10 when you subscribe over there to get 10% off, and that really does help support me a lot, and also gives you a little discount as well. So as you know, this channel is still demonetized, so that really would mean a lot to me if you guys would do that. With that being said, make sure that you use that coupon code JR10 to get a very nice discount over at Flip City Magazine. It really does help me out a lot. As you know, I am demonetized on YouTube, so anything like this does really help me out. Thank you so much, everyone. Let's go ahead and get into this. So let's go ahead and watch this interview here.
Congratulations on In the Heights. It was a lovely musical. But as a Black woman of Cuban descent, specifically from New York City, it would be remiss of me to not acknowledge the fact that most of your principal actors were light-skinned or white-passing Latinx people.
Okay, so the complaint that is coming from the leftists and the wokesters right now is that this movie isn't diverse enough. That people in the movie aren't dark-skinned enough. Their skin isn't dark enough. That is absolutely insane, and it falls exactly into what I have been saying here on the channel for a long time, where you can never make these people happy. They will always look for something new to destroy, something new to complain about, something new to be outraged about. Now when you have a movie like this that has a completely diverse cast, completely and totally, there's female characters, there's, people of color, there's all of that stuff in this entire movie, but that isn't good enough because they aren't dark enough. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. And the pathetic thing about this is that we're going to see the director of this movie, Chu, I think his name is, he apologizes for that. Lin-Manuel Miranda apologizes to the wokesters because their movie doesn't have people who have dark enough skin. What? It is ridiculous, man.
So with that, what are your thoughts on the lack of Black Latinx people represented in your film?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was something we talked about, and I needed to be educated about, of course. In the end, when we were looking at the cast, we tried to get the people who were best for those roles, and that specifically, and we...
Yes, that is exactly what you should be doing. Getting the best people for those roles. That should be the only thing that matters at the end of the day. But wokesters don't understand that. Leftists don't understand that. SJWs do not understand that, because they don't look at things with merit and quality. They don't look at any of that. They don't look at talent. They don't look at people on the inside. They always focus on their skin, on the color of their skin. That is the thing that they're obsessed with. They are freaking obsessed with race. They are obsessed with skin color. They are obsessed with what you have between your legs and all of that stuff. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
Saw a lot of people like Daphne or Dasha, but I hear you on, trying to fill those cast members with darker skin. I think that's a really good conversation to have. Something that we should all be talking about.
I didn't realize until making this movie that I didn't really get to see myself or people that look like my siblings that are darker than me on screen. And I didn't realize how much that affected the limitations that I put on myself, being someone who wanted to be an artist and be an actress and, even be in the Latin music industry, being Afro-Latina. I feel so blessed we get to express the diversity that is within the Latinx community.
Oh, but that's not good enough. No, there's diversity in the Latinx community? Great. But it's not good enough for this movie because people aren't dark enough. It is ridiculous, man. Come on. Come on.
In a way that we haven't been able to see on screen because so many times we're put on screen in one particular way. And since we get so little opportunities, everyone wants to claim that one story because it's all we got.
I think it's important to...
What? Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, we literally had a movie that came out a couple of years ago called Alita: Battle Angel, which had a Latina playing the main role, but that movie was shunned and despised by a lot of people in Hollywood and by the media, by critics. And that was a movie where you had a Latina playing a character who was very different, who was a cyborg type of character, who was also a badass when it came to fighting and action and everything else. Oh my gosh, these people can't even... They just make up stuff. They just make shit up. It's ridiculous, man.
To note, though, that in the audition process, which was a long audition process, there were a lot of Afro-Latinos there, a lot of darker-skinned people, and I think they were looking for just the right people for the roles.
What? They were looking for the right people for the roles? You can't do that in woke America. What are you thinking? It's just so stupid, man. Oh my gosh. These people are insane. So Lin-Manuel Miranda also gave an apology because he did not put dark enough people in the movie. So I started writing In the Heights because I didn't feel seen. And over the past 20 years, all I wanted was for us, all of us, to feel seen. I'm seeing the discussion around Afro-Latino representation in our film this weekend, and it is clear that many in our dark-skinned Afro-Latino community don't feel sufficiently represented within it, particularly among the leading roles. And this is what happens when you continue to cave to these people. They are never satisfied. They are never happy. They'll always find the next thing to bitch and complain about and whine about and be outraged about. You can never make these people happy, which is why we need to stop pandering to these people. And just tell good stories with good characters and people who are right for the roles. Those are the things that truly matter. Those are the truly things that will stand the test of time, are those things. Telling good stories with good characters with the right people for those roles. And that includes the cast and the crew. Finding the right person for the job. Those are the things that truly matter. But these people aren't concerned about that. They're only concerned about continuing to try to appease the wokesters. You can't appease them. We're finding this out with In the Heights, a movie that should have made these people happy, but they always find something else to bitch and whine and complain about. It's ridiculous. Anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. What do you think about all of this insanity? It's just ridiculous, man. It's absolutely insane. Oh man, but you know, he gave his apology and everything else, and but it's not good enough. It's not good enough for the wokesters. Hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new to my channel. I'd appreciate that a lot. Make sure you use that coupon code JR10 over at Flip City Magazine. It does help me out a lot. Thank you so much, everyone, and I will talk to you later. Bye.
My heart's desire.